All right, hello everyone. This is Coach Teague, and I'm coming to you today with my newest segment on varying content and my takes on news and updates as it relates to my favorite teams in each sport. I'm really excited about this one because it ties into Major League Baseball and my love for my favorite team of all time ever since I was a kid, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Before I begin and get into this video, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel and liked the content. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button if you like the takes and opinions that I have regarding my favorite teams. All right, without further ado, the question I get all the time is how did you become a Los Angeles Dodger fan growing up in Southeast Alabama and being from Alabama? Well, real quickly, first of all, baseball was my first sport. It was my first love. The question is always asked also, how are you a football coach and have a love and passion for football, but you're always speaking on baseball when I'm in circles with other coaches? And the quote I always use, or the cliche or take I always give, is the fact that I'm married to football, but my first love was baseball. It was the first sport I learned. I grew up around my grandfather. May he rest in peace. But my grandfather would always talk to me about his love for the Brooklyn Dodgers when he was growing up. So as a little kid, around the age of 6 or 7, playing baseball on the side of my grandmother's house with my cousins and friends from around the neighborhood, my granddad would always talk about the Dodgers. So at the time, the Braves, Atlanta Braves, was the closest team to our area, and they were the only team that was on television. On Saturdays, NBC would broadcast baseball, and on Mondays, sometimes ABC would broadcast a Major League Baseball game. And those were the only times I got a chance to watch the Dodgers. But when you grow up around someone and that's all they're talking about, the likes of the Brooklyn Dodgers, that's where you gravitate to. So my granddad would tell me stories of the Dodgers when they were in Brooklyn, players such as obviously Jackie Robinson, but he spoke more on other players that many people don't hear a whole lot about. I heard about the Joe Blacks, the Roy Campanellas, the Pee Wee Reeses, Sandy Koufaxes, and people of that nature. And my grandfather spoke more on Roy Campanella than he did anyone. Growing up as a kid in the mid to late 70s, I started following the Dodgers. And my favorite player back then was Steve Garvey, first baseman for the Dodgers. I was a big Steve Garvey fan. I was immersed in the late 70s rivalry between the Yankees and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The hated Yankees, oh my God, I hated Reggie Jackson with a passion. Oh, I hated Reggie Jackson from a sports point of view, not personally, obviously. Because he was good. He was really, really good. But I followed my Dodgers. I remember walking down to the store to pick up baseball cards and trying to collect my favorite team. I remember trying to memorize the lineup. To this day, I still remember Ron Cey playing third base. I think it was Davey Lopes that played second. Bill Russell was short. Garvey was first. Yeager was his second. Catcher. I still remember Dusty Baker playing for the Dodgers, the now retired manager of the Houston Astros. So I grew up a big fan. I followed through during the Fernando Mania when Fernando Valenzuela was pitcher for us. I think as Steve Garvey got later in his career and left, I think he ended up going to the Padres later. I became a fan of Pedro Guerrero. Pedro Guerrero was the big hitter for us. So anyway, just want to give that bit of background to, for anyone who may say, oh, man, it's easy to be a Dodger fan now with how loaded the team is and the recent success. But I've been a lifelong Dodger fan, so it pleases my heart to know that we're doing as well as we are, and with one of the more prominent teams in Major League Baseball. So getting through all of that, today is my first segment into, my updates and takes on Dodger baseball. Right now we're in a series with the Padres, and the Padres are tough. They are really tough. So we're going to finish up today. I think there's an afternoon game with the Padres to finish up this 3-game series, which I am awfully glad for, because living here in Virginia, trying to stay up and watch those Dodger games at 10 o'clock at night is tough. It is really tough. But this recent series we've had with the Padres, game 1 was a classic. I couldn't even stay up for the end of it. I caught the highlights near the end. The Padres won on a walk-off single. With a pitcher's battle, man. 2 great pitchers on the mound that night, and Tyler Glasgow and Glasgow. If I'm saying it incorrectly, please feel the need to correct me. Double-digit strikeouts for both the Padres pitcher and Glasgow, I'm sorry. And game was tight. I knew going into this game that this series, that the Padres were going to be tough, because when we started off the season in series with the Padres, they gave us everything we wanted. They have great pitching just like we do. Game 2 I watched last night. I stayed up for that one. We end up pulling that out. Freddie Freeman hit a home run to get us up 1-0, and then we finished off with Hernandez hit that grand slam and brought everyone in, and the game ended up being 5-0. We got the shutout. Hopefully today we can pull out this victory. Today it's going to be another great pitching matchup with one of our former pitchers, Yu Darvish. I'm sorry, getting tongue-tied. Yu Darvish, who's pitching for the Padres now. He had a brief stint with us with the Dodgers. Great pitcher. And we finally gotten Walker Buehler back. I don't think he's still 100%, but he's coming back. He's into the flow as we get a lot of our pitchers back from injury. And so I think today is going to be a real good one. Buehler looked pretty good in his last outing, which was his first outing coming back. So I'm interested to see how this matchup goes. Our top 5 in our lineup is just, they're tearing it up as they should. I thought Mookie started off the year strong. He's been in a little bit of a slump the last couple of games. He's getting his flow back hopefully pretty soon. But God, even in the minor slump he's been in, he's still leading the league in almost every category hitting. His move to the infield, I have some questions about starting out since he had been in the outfield for so long, but man, Mookie's a beast. He can play anywhere, obviously. Shohei, oh my God, he is everything is advertised. I had the opportunity to take in a Nationals game when the Dodgers came in a few weeks back, and got an opportunity to see him up close and personal. He looks the part. He passes the eye test, and he is one of the better hitters that I've ever seen. Freddie behind him. We got Muncy coming up behind him. I mean, we're loaded in our top 4. Picking up the slack has been that 6 through 9, which I thought has been pretty good. I think we're still trying to find some chemistry in that lineup. We got some guys that are out. They're going to come back. The X factor is Chris Taylor. Chris Taylor has been that guy that, in my opinion, it's either feast or famine with him. He's either going to hit a home run or he's going to strike out. But he's a great guy, great team player. And I'm hoping that he can get, kind of get his rhythm back and get things going. Lux had a decent game last night. He had been in a bit of a slump. Outman had an incredible play last night. He's got a ton of potential. But, you much rather have your team, kind of pacing along right now, getting over a few kinks now this part of the year, where as opposed to after the All-Star break and that run into the playoffs. So today we got a good matchup going on, good pitching matchup. I'm interested to see how we guys are going to finish up this 3-game series. It's tied 1-1. And I think what I'm looking for in this one, I'm looking to see what Mookie can do today. I think Mookie needs to, he's slumping just a little bit, as I said earlier, and I'm curious to see what he's going to do. This will be a great game. Before we start our next series, I think we go to the Giants next, if I'm not mistaken. And then we follow that up with the Reds. So we've got two good, strong opponents behind us. And so I'm curious to see if Mookie can kind of pick up on the minor slump that he's been in and kind of get us some runs, because getting us started on some runs, because lately everything has been a lot of home runs, which I'm not complaining about, but I want to see more, doubles, more moving men on base, getting our percentage up with runners in scoring position. So anyway, this game comes on, I think, at our time today at here on the East Coast at 1:10, I believe, or 1 o'clock, somewhere around in there. So I'm very interested in that game. I'm going to tune in. I think it's going to be a pitcher's battle. The Padres are they're eager to win this series as well. So yeah, I'm really excited about this game, and I'm hoping Walker has a strong performance and we can come out of here with the series win 2-1 and start off with San Francisco on a good note, because regardless, the Giants are always tough, always tough. So in closing, real quick, guys, I want to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. Any new subscribers, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit like if you like any Dodger content. I look forward to bringing more content on this, on my favorite team each day throughout this baseball season. And I'm really excited about following along and giving my take on my Los Angeles Dodgers.